Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Tuesday, February 14th, so this is my February episode number 14. Um, you can see me making a nice little coffee spot on the couch in our garden. I think you call it a bench. I'm not sure. This is one of my first blankets I ever made. A crochet blanket, a granny square blanket, and I made it when my youngest daughter was a baby, and she's now 13 years old. So this blanket is almost 13 years old too. I made it in summer. I remember it quite good because it was very warm. It was 35 degrees outside, and crocheting a woolly blanket with those temperatures was not really um, the best choice, but I really loved it. And I especially remember me opening the box with yarn. I ordered it online, and if I think I'm quite sure this is Drops Alaska. It was a 100% woolen yarn. And when I received the box and I opened it, my heart made a jump. And after that moment, I um, had a lot of these moments when you order some yarn online and you receive a box and you open it and you think, oh, I love it. But this one was, I guess, the first time I had that experience. So it's very nice to think of that. I still love the colors and I still love this blanket. It stays very good and it's very nice and warm. And yeah, it makes me happy. When I am preparing my coffee for a nice coffee break in the sun, it is a good moment to tell you a little bit about my phone diet. Every now and then, I realize I spend much more time on my phone than I prefer. I really love the things on my phone, but it often is not in the right balance. Our phones are quite addictive and they are made to be addictive. Um, but every now and then I am very motivated to spend less time on my phone, and now is one of these moments. So the settings of my phone, I think of every phone, you can choose for hours on a day you want your apps to be blocked, I guess. For me, I my social media apps take the most time, and for me, the social media I use are Instagram and YouTube. Um, so I put my settings so that from 7:30, um, it is 7:30 at night. PM it is. Oh, those times. 7:30 p.m. till 10:30 a.m. the next morning. My social media apps and a lot of other apps, also my internet apps, are blocked. And that gives me a huge period of time in which I have kind of rest and no screen time or less screen time. I always can use my laptop for things when I really want to know something. But this way, I really don't have the opportunity to pick up my phone every now and then. I'm very aware of the feeling that I wanted to, and that I can't do it. So yeah, I'm quite an addict, I guess. A lot of people are addicts of their phones, but now I still have to get used to it a little bit, but I really um, enjoy the phoneless time and all the time and peace and quietness I have. So that's very nice. And my experience is that this works for a few weeks, and I'm very happy. And then and then the phone will be back in my life. And then a few weeks later, I want on that diet again. So that's fine. It's all about the balance and getting out of balance and getting in balance, and yeah, I like that. It's never boring. It is quite funny because I'm drinking coffee and eating a piece of chocolate on this couch in the sun. And when I was doing that, I was a bit worried if how it would look on screen because, of course, the piece of chocolate I put in my mouth was way too big, and my eyes were closed for the sun, and I was looking a bit. I don't know, a bit grumpy, I guess. And I thought, oh, maybe this isn't nice to watch for you. But uh, now I am looking on my laptop. I see it is absolutely not an issue because my head is not, you can't see my head. Putting my camera in the, I always use my phone. Putting my phone in the right position is not one of my talents, but for now it's quite good. So you have to trust me. I was enjoying my chocolate and I was enjoying my coffee and I was enjoying the sun, but you can't see it, and it's better, I guess. And I also want to share a positive aspect of social media because, of course, it's not all bad. I told you about it yesterday, but that didn't work out because I didn't have the right settings on my phone. So I had a whole long coffee chat in slow motion. But last weekend, I really enjoyed a nice day with other crafters, and it was so nice to meet people you don't meet in your daily life because they are not living in the same area, or yeah, just they are not in your daily life. And we have such fun and we laughed and we had a good chat, and I had so much get so much inspiration, and I learned so much, and I really loved that, and that's all thanks to Instagram. So it's not only bad, it's also good. But it's just as like chocolate, it's very good but not too much. Hello. So I just had my coffee in the sun, and now I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking tea all day. I really love tea, especially when it's cold. And tea is a nice warm drink. And yeah, I'm a tea drinker. I'm a coffee drinker and a tea drinker. Um, I double checked the settings of my phone because yesterday it went wrong. It was all slow motion and all my chatting was gone. So I will do another try today. I have a lot to tell you about, but I only will pick two things because otherwise it will be way too long and I don't have things to tell you about the other days. And let's start with my Felix cardigan. It is in this lovely project bag. I don't know if I showed it before, but it was gifted to me by a Belgian lady, Mieke. Quilting Mieke is her Instagram name. And she sent me this lovely quilt bag as a quilted project bag as a gift, and my name is on it. I don't know if you can see it. I can't. My camera is not on selfie, so in the selfie position. So I, it's. I'm not sure what's in what you can see. But my Felix cardigan is in it, and I didn't knit a lot on my Felix, nothing this whole weekend, and last week I was quite busy with reorganizing my yarn stash. I'm done now, it's finished, it's absolutely fine and nice, and I will tell you the last thing about it in a minute. But last week was quite busy with that job and also with a lot of appointments, not knitting related, but I didn't have a lot knitting time last week, so I wasn't feeling Felix, but now I am. I do have much more knitting time this week, and I'm really looking forward to knit on this cardigan. Also because the weather is quite springy. It's not cold, although it is cold in the nights. But during the days it's quite sunny, and it's always nice when it's sunny in February, because February it can be quite hard when the days are cold and grey, but when the days are sunny and not so cold, this month will be much easier. So I was in the sun, and I think my head's a bit red. I feel very warmed by the sun, but I think that's a good thing. But maybe when my cheeks are red or pink, I'm a little bit warm through the sun, through sitting in the sun. But let me tell you about my Felix. I'm at the ribbing. Last time I chatted about this, I think I was knitting the body. I was at 17 centimeters, and the pattern tells you have to knit 10 inches. We don't use inch in the Netherlands, we use centimeters, but I know 1 inch is about 2.5 centimeters, not exactly, but I thought 10 inches will be 25 centimeters. It's not. It doesn't matter when it's a little bit more or less. It was my plan to knit to 20 centimeters and then do a quick fit, but I was all too late. It went so quick. It's such a quick knit on these big needles, and I knit on the 5mm needles because I'm a loose knitter, but it really grows no, in Dutch we say it grows vanzelf, automatically. No, that's not a good word. No, it grows without knitting. I did a quick fit then, and I thought that 25 centimeters would be fine for me. So I did that, and then I started for the ribbing. The ribbing, you need to knit the ribbing with your smaller needle, 5mm, but I went down 1 needle size, so it was my plan to knit it on 4mm. But when I grabbed my needle bag and I looked for it, I couldn't find it. It is in there, I'm sure, but the first needle I saw was my 3.75, and I prefer ribbing on a smaller needle. So I thought, life is telling me I need this needle, so don't ignore your life. Don't ignore what life is telling you. So I picked my 3.75 needle, and I really love 2x2 ribbing, knit 2, purl 2 ribbing. I prefer it. The pattern says knit 1, purl 1 ribbing, but I'm absolutely a knit 2, purl 2 lover. So I did that, and I'm very excited. I want to know if it fits the button band well. And I was already gonna start, but I did a quick look at the pattern, and it was a good thing, because I saw you have to start with knit 2 stitches and then purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. So I started with knit 3 stitches and then purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and also ended with knit 3 knit stitches. And that's of course because when you pick up the stitches for the button band, for the ribbing, the first stitch you need to pick up, so it disappears. And on this cardigan, this is a sticked cardigan, I made this mistake quite often. You can see it on this side. I don't know if you can see it quite good. But this is my stick sandwich, and I didn't do 2 knit stitches or 3 because this knit 2 purl 2. So I was immediately at the purl stitches, and it's fine. It's not a bad mistake. I'm absolutely okay with this result. But you can see at the other side, because I didn't end with 3 knit stitches but with 2, I have this 1 stitch column next to my stick sandwich, and it would be more proper when this would also be 2 stitches, just as the other ones. So that's why that's the reason you start with an extra start and end with an extra knit stitch. And it's quite a while I did a stick, so I was already I didn't think about it. I forgot it, so it was good. I looked at the pattern for 1 minute, for 1 second, and I thought, oh yeah, otherwise I would forget it, and I don't know when I would discover it. But now it's absolutely fine and nice. So I'm at row 9, and I think the pattern tells you to do 12 rows of ribbing. I think that's okay for me. So 3 rows, and then I will bind off. When you do a knit 1, purl 1 bind off, ribbing, you can do an Italian bind off or tubular bind off. I'm not a great fan of it. I don't mind doing it, and I do love the look of it, but it's just not getting me. I don't get excited from it. So I always bind off my stitches in pattern, although when it's on the button band I prefer to bind off them all straight. So I do all knit stitches, also the purl stitches, so you can this nice flat stitch. I love this detail. I have no idea if you can see it because it's not on my selfie camera. But on the bottom, I prefer to do just knit the stitches as they come, knit or purl, and then bind off them. I will do it with my bigger needle. So when I finish the 12th row, I will pick my 5mm needle instead of this one, and I knit with my 5mm so it won't get too tight. And then I will knit and then pass the second over the first stitch, and yeah, when you do that in pattern, you get this nice. I will show it when I'm finished, maybe tomorrow. So yeah, it's really nice and fun, and I'm looking forward to some lovely knitting time today with Felix. Okay, and the other thing I want to share with you is in this box, in the ugly box, so it goes there. I was reorganizing my yarn stash, and I had one project, one open end, one project, a blanket, a scrappy blanket, and I wasn't sure what to do with it. It is a crochet blanket, and it is a zigzag granny stripe crochet blanket. I started it 2 or maybe 3 years ago, and I made it with cotton. I found an off-white cotton cone in the thrift shop, and I used that, and I also had a lot of cotton scraps. So I did 5 rows, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 4 rows. 4 rows with this cotton, and then added some colored stripes, and then 4 rows again with this cotton. And I really loved that blanket. But yeah, I don't know. I started crocheting it. I quit crocheting it, and I didn't know really why. Maybe because we don't need a blanket, and we have a lot of blankets. I was a crocheter before I was a knitter, so I crocheted all the blankets, and I started with cotton. Not only the blanket I had my coffee on was a woolly blanket, but I crocheted a lot of cotton blankets, And now I prefer woolly blankets. So I absolutely want to make a zigzag granny stripe blanket, but then with woolly yarn and not with cotton yarn. And also the colors, I think they are beautiful, but they are not matching our interior. Yeah, I'm more from the dark and the brown, and yeah, I do love the bright colors, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, but when I was reorganizing my stash, this blanket was there all the time, and I didn't know what will I do with it. I don't want to finish it because I really love the relaxing rhythm of the granny stitch, but it would take quite some time and yarn, and I had no idea what to do with the blanket. That it was quite a big gift with all my time and love in it, and I didn't know. And a few days ago, I got a message on Instagram from a lady, a Dutch lady, and she said, "Oh, I am looking to your Februari filmpjes, and I see this beautiful blanket in that basket." And she had made a screenshot and marked the blanket she was writing about, and that was my granny stripe blanket. And the fun part was the lady who messaged me was Elisa. And Elisa sent me all those Felix cardigans a few months ago in November or December, I don't know exactly. And she sent them to me because she said, "I needed all those Felix cardigans, but I don't fit them anymore. Will you have them? Because you love Let Lopi, and I think you love the colors." And I think now, and if you follow my episodes, my regular episodes in that time of the year, you know that I wasn't sure what to do with it because I absolutely loved those Felix cardigans in those colors, but I wasn't feeling. It felt like it wasn't meant for me. So I decided to give them to other people and knit a Felix my own. And then I thought, oh, I will make Februari filmpjes, and Felix is with an F and with a F, not with an. With Felix is with a F and February is with an F. So when you would like, you can knit together with me. So as well in the Netherlands as in other places in the world, people are now knitting Felix cardigans with me. Thanks to Elisa. So I thought, how wonderful will it be when I send her my blanket and she can finish the blanket and the circle is round. It all started by Elisa and now it ends by Elisa too. So I will send it to her and she will finish this blanket because it really fits in her house. And I will show it to you because it's really a lovely, lovely blanket. I think it's beautiful. Look at this. Oh, how nice. It's quite wide, so maybe for a couch blanket you could do the stripes vertical. I don't know what she will do. I have a basket with some scraps and I will put this one in it, but I think she need to add some more yarn. It won't be enough. I don't know, maybe it is, I don't know. But it is really lovely. So I love this happy end. I think it's so nice when life just happens, and I had absolutely no idea what I would do with this blanket, and it was bothering me a bit. And now it's finished, and I will bring it to the post office this afternoon, and then it will go to Elisa and we'll get some love and some finishing from her. Yeah, and I will start a woolly one quite soon, I guess, because now I feel the granny zigzag stripe vibe. I really want one for myself, and I have all the yarn there. I have a lot of wool, superwash woolly yarn in my stash, which I can use perfectly for this pattern. So who knows? Okay, enough for today. I will bring this packet, package to the post office with a nice walk in the sun and enjoy the sun and enjoy my Felix, knitting my Felix. And I hope you have a nice day too, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye!